What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm picking this video up directly from where the other one ended. So if you didn't watch the other one, basically what happened is we started the B series swap on Ramon ZK here, ran into a plethora of little problems, and by little I mean big, and by big I mean mostly just the engine hoist. Mine took a dump midway pulling the motor. We got it kind of working again, but in the meantime we picked up a new one. That one took a dump right out the box. It has a bad ram, I'm pretty sure, because we tried bleeding it forever. But yeah, so that was the progress on that, and then I've just been booked up. Super thankful for that this past week that I've been back from Wisconsin. I'm actually supposed to be at work today, but I had too much of my own work to finish up, so I just said screw it, I'll go a little bit later in the week because I only do 2 days a week at my day job. So the rest of the time I'm working with you guys and making videos for you guys. So that's basically where I am at this moment. This RSX here is for a full stainless exhaust. I believe it's a K24 with like stock block built head. The kid's super nice. The guy is super nice. Yeah, he's been hitting me up for the last like 2 months. I've been waiting for him to get his engine done and all that. So it is time sensitive. So I'm finishing it now. Yesterday and / end of other video, I finished mocking it all up, getting it tacked together. So I just finished welding up this back tail section. Dude, I've been fighting my allergies so hard and freaking just dying. Like, I think I went over this in the last video, how everything is just yellow and blooming and everything is just freaking just to me. Yeah, so I started with the easy stuff first, which was, well, easier, which was this. Mostly because it was small. Now I gotta pull the midsection off, which is the other last bit to weld. And once the midsection is welded up, then I just gotta put it back up, hope that it still fits and didn't shrink too much, and then just add some hangers. So that'll be pretty easy. I'm just tired. I just have no energy. Like, I was going non-stop for that week I was in Wisconsin. I've been going non-stop for the last week that I've been back. And today, and I still gotta make a couple bumper bars, which, by the way, by the time you guys are seeing this, if I haven't already posted about it, if they aren't sold out yet, I do have DA bumper bars back in stock. I have, I think, 10 more fronts available, 9 or 10 more fronts available, and then I've got a handful of rears available as well. So if you guys want those, hop on them now while they last, because they sell pretty well. So you guys have been asking for them for a few months, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this welding done, and we'll see you in a bit. I think I was welding this thing for probably a good 2 hours or so. It's going on 1 o'clock. I think I started, well shoot, maybe even close to 3 hours. I don't know. I've been in there for a minute just welding. So obviously old exhaust on the left, so just your normal run-of-the-mill piece of crap exhaust shop exhaust. Slip fat like booger welds and just crushed bent and freaking nastiness with no disconnect joints. That's why I had to cut it off right there. And then you got me, which is obviously I'm still getting better and better every time. This time I actually finally figured out my pulse settings. I've never played with pulse. I've always been kind of anal about, like, I have to master TIG welding before I use the cheater pulse. But the more I've come to learn and the more I've done just my own thing, the more I'm learning, like, it's the modern day. We have tools created for a reason, and pulse welding is one of those things. So if you can see, so some of this I didn't pulse, some of it I did. So for example, this was pulse welded. So you see how it's very even dabs. Like I did pretty darn good on that one, not gonna lie. And then, like, for example, this one is a little bit more all over the place. I think that was partially pulse. But like some of the joints back there were not pulsed. But the main thing is, besides how it looks, is like pulsing makes it a little bit easier to get into a groove of like dab, 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 because you can set your pulse speed and your frequency and all that stuff. So basically how fast it's just going flashing. Because if you guys don't know what I mean by pulsing, pulsing is when you take the arc and you just go like cone. Here's my cone. You go whom, whum, whum, whum. And that controls your heat better, and it kind of gets you into a groove. Like normally when you're welding, you kind of you gotta just turn your brain off, zone out, focus on your puddle, and just kind of do your own thing. But it helps to keep uniform welds when you have a pattern. So for me, I use a Amphiric Fupa 12 cup, and I can move about 10 dabs per time, and I like to go to a beat of like boom, 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 boom. So I set my pulse to that basically, and so that way every time the pulse is at its max pulse, it's at wherever my pedal is, which I usually turn the amps down to like 48, 50-ish, and so that way when I have the pedal to the floor, as when my pulse is the brightest, at peak pulse, it's hitting 52 amps, and then it dims down to almost nothing. I think like 10%, 5% of what my normal thing is, which is nice because it helps cool the weld puddle while you're moving, which also decreases your heat affected zone, which is good because especially with stainless, you don't want to cook your stainless. So some of these spots you'll see, like here, super nice. I mean, I just like doing V-bands, but super nice. The browning is like the heat affected zone, like by the gas and stuff, whereas here, this one I don't think was pulsed. You see a lot more of the bluing around the pipe, so that's more heat affected zone. The more stable your heat affected zone is, the better everything's going to be, the more controllable, the better the weld quality, yada yada yada. Kind of drawn out explanation, but either way, what I mean to say by all this is I'm proud of myself because I'm reaching out, or not reaching out, but I'm learning, I'm getting better, and I'm learning how to use my tools to their full potential. Still have a lot to learn, obviously, but we're getting there. But on that note, yeah, pretty new boy, old and busted. I'm gonna go ahead, let this cool for a few minutes because I just finished the flanges. I was just taking pictures for Instagram. Let this cool for a minute, take a break, bolt this up, obviously add the hangers. So the way I do the hangers is I kind of cheat. Like it's hard without a shop and lift and all that. So basically what I do is I put it up in the car, roll the MIG welder out here, I'll tack them on with the MIG, and then I'll take it off again, take it to the shop, and then finish taking the hangers on. Yeah, then this thing's done. Still don't know where Ramon is, so we're still staring at a dirty engine here and an incomplete swap here. But he'll be here at some point, I hope. Freaking got the exhaust done just for, and Ramon stopped by for like 30 minutes before we got just absolutely blasted by, like, it's called a huboob out here, haha. It's basically just a desert sandstorm type thing, tornado thing, and yeah, we got our asses handed to us by that. So we just packed up everything, got it pushed away, put all the tools away. We just called it a day because it's already late in the afternoon. So right now, I'm trying to cut the main tubes and get the main tubes bent because I have 2 bumper bar orders right now, like I said. So I'm doing that, trying to stay productive before I have to completely go inside for the evening and take shelter. Alright, so I got everything started for tomorrow, assuming it's gonna rain. So front rear bar cut and bent up. These are the rear supports. I gotta finish trimming these up and then notch them. And then the front supports over by the notcher, ready to be notched, already pre-cut. So yeah, wrapping it up for the day. Well, I forgot I had sunglasses on and we're driving in a car. Okay, I'm on the hat. Yeah, almost lost those. But so this is episode 2 of doing Ramon's B-swap, and hopefully less issues this time. We're a couple clips into this video now, so I think what we've done is the RSX exhaust or something like that. I don't know. We done a little bit of work, but now we're back into the car stuff. And I just dropped my car off because I got to get my tires flipped on the wheel. Because we all run sticky tires, stickier tires for street cars. We run like 180, 200 turbo tires, and the stickier the tire, the less life you get out of them. But once you go sticky, you can't go back to like hard all seasons because you just get so used to having the grip, and since we do a lot of the canyon stuff out here, it's just kind of a necessity. But anyway, yeah, so I put the tires on like 8,000 miles ago, a lot of canyon sessions, a lot of daily driving. They're getting pretty worn down pretty quick, and yeah, it was time to flip them on the wheel because the last time I rotated them, I think the rears I had on a little too long, and from all the rain donut sessions where it was like partial rain, partial not, I think I had chunked up the backs a little bit that are now in the front, so I was getting a little bit of vibration at like freeway speeds. So hopefully going to the outside edge where there's actual meat on the tire might help a little bit. But
trying to be a slidey boy.
I am a slidey boy. I'm gonna be a better slidey boy once I get some spare money in a shop so I can afford something else to slide around. But yeah, so we're gonna head back to the house, get some coffee or whatever, and then get to cracking.
Correct. And then could I do 2 of the chicken hash brown scrambles, but just the burritos with those as well, or the burritos, sorry, but just the burritos as well.
2 chicken burritos?
Correct.
Okay.
And a large Dr. Pepper, and that'll do it.
Large Dr. Pepper?
Alright, had breakfast, we're back at it. So recouping, going over where we left, I think from the last video. Engine's in. I think I mentioned Ramon was here the other day getting the AC bracket. He bought that new from Honda. Got that on, so we got to bolt up the compressor. Power steering, we'll still have to figure out the bracket for that. But otherwise, we're just kind of buttoning up the wiring. I believe distributor plug is going to have to be repinned or whatever. But otherwise, everything else is mostly plug and play. Hoses. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, not too much left, but hopefully we'll be able to get most of this done today. And then of course radiator and fluids, but yeah, just about there. So I'm gonna just we're gonna plug away at this, and we'll kind of keep you guys in the loop, because I don't know exactly, I don't want to throw you guys up and waste footage for just staring at it while we figure it out. So right now I am currently working on depinning the plug for reasons to clean them, because you can see this one is now clearly blue, whereas the rest of these are clearly silver and blue and yellow and green and blue and silver. So I'm cleaning these all up, so then I can also try and find the diagram to figure out exactly the way I have to repin these. So thankfully distributor plugs are easy to repin. You just take out this little security cap, whatever that's called, and then you can see, not on this camera I don't think, but basically on the front side in here are the pins. There's little plastic locks, and then you would just take like a little flathead like this, and you just pry that lock forward and you pull the pin out at the same time. It's pretty easy. Some of them can definitely be tricky on the other connectors, but at least for this plug it's really easy. Alright, so I got the wires cleaned up, looking all good now. I've never depinned, repinned stuff like this for my own purposes, other than maybe an IAT sensor, like a 2-pin connector. So this is going to be a first for me. I found a few mixed answers on the internet, so I'm going off of what seems to be from a Spoon website for their wiring for this. So I got an OBD2B to OBD2A plug. I just wrote it down so that way I can kind of get in my head, so I can not also have to have my phone out, because whatever. Just how I learn things. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to just try and depin this and hopefully get it right on the first try, assuming this is the right diagram. Certain ones I just don't get, like number 5 on the OBD2A plug says black and yellow, which goes to nothing. There's nothing on this one. I'm sorry, OBD2B, so the chassis harness goes to the distributor plug on pin number 5, but pin number 5 on the chassis plug does not go to anywhere on the distributor plug. So I'm assuming I would just leave that open. So we'll find out. But I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna dig into it, try my best, see what happens. It's either going to start or it won't, so I mean, can't really mess too much up. So I got partway into depinning this chassis connector, and then I got confused because I was like, wait, what is depinning this going to do, because the connectors don't match up anyway, so what am I doing? Slipped my mind that I forget. I had to do this when I did the B20 VTEC and the Del Sol. AD made me a little jumper harness, completely spaced it. I just happened to go look on Google, and I figured I would have to make some sort of a jumper. Then I saw the Ryo one for 40 bucks or whatever, and then it finally popped in my head, okay, that's what we gotta do. So that's what I'm going to do now, is now that I have all of the wiring, now I'm just gonna repin these 2 connectors that I just depinned. Thankfully I didn't touch the distributor one, but yeah, I gotta repin this one on the chassis, and then I will take the plug off of the old distributor on this one and the old harness on this guy, which is, I just had the connector right here, and just make my own little adapter. I've got all the wiring stuff here, but that clears it up. I told you guys I'm no smarter than you. If anything, I'm probably a lot dumber, so yeah, there you go. I'm gonna hop on that. So I'm halfway through wiring this thing up, and I realized I fucked up. I think I even filmed it. You guys watch me cut the connector off after I depinned it from the engine harness, because I foolishly, for some reason, thought it would be logical to think that Honda would keep the same wiring colors throughout the harness to their corresponding connectors, but that is far from the case. So I got a bunch of wires here, as you can see, that don't have a home, because it changes colors from this side of the distributor plug to the other side. So this is, I believe, yeah, this is the female side. So from the female to the male side, it changes pin colors, and I can't figure it out. I didn't take a picture of it. I just assumed that it was all going to be the same, so it was all going to match up. This was going to be easy, and it's not the case. I don't know anybody that has an Integra. I don't know. I've been hunting online for the last hour trying to find diagrams, pinouts. I can't read half of what I'm seeing. And even if I could, like the ECU pinouts, I don't think the wires are the same color there, because I don't know if the distributor wires all go to the ECU or if they go to other sensors which then go to the ECU. I can't figure it out. I'm extremely pissed. So we're going to have to just order the thing. I'm not, I mean, it's just time that I'm pissed about. So it is what it is. I was just excited to actually do something wiring-wise for once that was more than just wiring in a gauge of power and ground, but I know for next time now, don't ever trust a wiring harness before you cut it. Make sure you take a picture of the front and the back of the connector, so that way you have reference points of front and rear, because also depending on where you're reading, they're labeling the connectors front or back. So in this case, on this one, you're looking at the back side of the connector. This one over here is technically 1 if you're looking at it from the back, because on the front side here, it was then on the right, or whatever. So yeah, I learned, and now I'm pissed. But whatever, we got other shit to do, so we're gonna load up everything, go to the store, get some fuel line that we need, and then kind of keep working our way up from there. I mean, nothing else to say, because yeah, this is where I cut it from, is right here. So you guys, I don't know if you can see it, but we got like black, yellow, yellow, green, and then like a couple solid colors, blue, red, white. And then on the distributor plug here, we got an array of different colors, like green, yellow, blue, yellow, or yellow, green, blue, yellow, orange, orange, blue, blue, like, yeah, just stupid. So, damn. Just got back from the parts store. Fuel line, we just got to go back to get some clamps, because it's slightly bigger than the factory stuff in outside diameter, so the factory worm clamps don't fit. Got the harness fed through, excuse me, got the hiccups, got the harness fed through the firewall, so now I can just go back inside, hook the jumper up. So we can do that. So next up, I'm gonna just start trying to route the rest of the wiring down there. And while I'm down there, I'll slap the shift linkage in wherever that went. I think it's in the trunk. And yeah, slowly but steady. I'm trying to hook up some of this stuff right now, and just found that I got the heater hose in for the heater, like your heater or whatever. Tried to hook up the idler control valve hose, or find it, just to find out we're missing the bottom part of the idler control valve. Where's the stinking connector? And so now I gotta pull the idler control valve off, and I think I can swap it out for the one on that engine, but I mean, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Those things, you know. So now I'm even more confused, because this idler control valve doesn't even have water ports, and it looks like there's not even supposed to be any. I've never seen a Honda idler control valve like this, so I'm gonna look on the water tube, see if there's the port on the far side for the other side of where it would normally be the output for the idler control valve. If there is one, I'm gonna just take the idler control valve off of that, because the connectors are the same. If there's not, then I'm just gonna cap the fast settle thermal valve, and then hope that this does what it's supposed to do. I mean, I don't know, that's weird. That's weird, man. so taking a break from the Civic, we're all going out, meeting up with a bunch of the guys at the canyon. We're doing a little barbecue, well, I don't know, barbecue, whatever. We got a little grill, we're gonna cook a little bit of food, and we're just gonna hang out. It's Friday now, so yeah, Civic, Ramon left a little bit ago after the last couple clips you just saw. Yeah, we're getting done, but you know what, taking a break, car's driving us both crazy. Let's go get some food. You bought more?
I mean, I just had it.
Oh.
I was terrified because I thought the drone was like bugs.
Yeah, right.
I was like, oh my fucking god.
You get your pass, you fool?
My hall pass?
I'm not gonna scratch it. I actually don't record that. Damn, look at this fool with the fresh cut and the ceviche and fucking the Trulies. Well, he's ready.
I tried to be.
We forgot salt though. But
Salt?
for the carne asada.
Oh.
But I bought it seasoned already, so it shouldn't be a big deal. But
Just go for a jog, get a little sweaty.
right here, dude, just
Oh, eating it
for the boys.
It's pretty good. Tastes more like tea than alcohol.
I like it. It tastes familiar.
I like this little mini grill, man. Oh yeah, it's gotta be super handy. Because when we're like camping and stuff with the cars, you can't bring a giant, you know, thing.
Propane tank or whatever.
I mean, this runs on butane. It's not the greatest, but
It burns.
gets the job done.
You guys can use it. I'm gonna put some meat on there.
All right, so another day. That little barbecue session was fun. Hit a little toge after that. Allergies attacking me today. Just had a freaking sneezing fit. So back here with the Civic, I just want to give a huge shout out to Young Static because he just happened to post on his Instagram story that he was working on an Integra, like a DC Integra. So I hit him up, asked him to send me the pictures of the distributor plug, the backside. So thankfully I got that sorted out. Now I can finish wiring this all up, so I'm very thankful for him. Dude is very kind. So I need to be able to breathe. Alright, so that means I'm gonna start finishing that up. I just went and got some hose clamps for the fuel line. I think we left off with the intake and everything being good, so once the distributor is wired up, fuel line's put on, vacuum line, that's what I forgot. I was just out I forgot vacuum line. Mother trucker, dude. Alright, so I'll have Ramon pick up some vacuum line on his way over, and then all I gotta figure out is this another control valve situation. So, but I also gotta cut some pie cuts. I got a job coming over here in a little bit. I got a Subaru coming for some muffler deletes. So I gotta go do that. I will catch up with you guys here shortly. And I'll finish up the distributor plug. I got the saw running in the background, and I'm working on the wiring right now, trying to multitask. Pie cuts are still being cut. Just finished up the little adapter harness. Finally stoked on this thing, so I got it all, you know, wrapped up and stuff, so loomed up or whatever. I do have this blue wire exposed because this, I believe from what I've read, is for off of a pin number 9 or whatever. That's for doing the tack signal, because when you're doing OBD2B to A, as I understand it, or A to B, whatever, you the tack signal goes from the distributor, and then you have to feed it basically directly to the cluster, whereas before it would go from the distributor to the ECU, then to the cluster, if I got that right. But basically, I just kept that out of the loom so I could then extend it, because you have to plumb it into the shock tower plug on the driver's side. So that's all good to go. I'm gonna keep making my pie cuts, and yeah, we're good. So I haven't heard from my drop-off job yet, or that Subaru guy yet, so I don't know if he's still coming today or not. And also Ramon said he's up doing family stuff, so he won't be freaking helping today. So I'm gonna just try and knock out what I can here. So I'm gonna go ahead, let's try and plug this guy in real quick. Set you guys up somewhere. Can you hold on right there? Cool, appreciate you. So, how the heck you plug this in? Okay, got that part there. Got the other side. down here. Come on. Okay, so distributor is now plugged in. I do have to go get an upper radiator hose, so next let's do the fuel line. Alright, fuel line is on. May have to have Ramon come later, whenever he can, bring some smaller clamps, because these ones, they're snug, but I don't think they're going to hold. I think it might leak a little. I did just find some extra vacuum line, so I got the vacuum line hooked up. So now I just got to get some, 3/8 hose for the PCV valve, which I might have. And then, yeah, just about done. Exhaust, got to hook up the exhaust. At the point where it just needs oil, up a radiator hose, and hook up the exhaust. But to fire it up, all we need is oil. But of course, it's almost 1. My customer's about to show up for the exhaust stuff. And Ramon did not leave me with any oil. So, as always, lately, gonna have to catch up with you guys in the next clip when we get some stinking oil. So I just finished up with that Subaru. It took way longer than expected. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say, honestly. Could have been easier, but yeah, whatever. So, turns out Ramon actually left some oil here, so I'm going to just dump some of this in really quick, and I think I should be good to start it. Again, I don't know how much I trust those hose clamps on the fuel return, but I just need to fire it for a minute, just know it works, and then he can button it up while I'm at work the next couple days. I haven't hooked up the exhaust yet, so if this fires, the neighbors are going to love us more than they already do. Sticks like 4 quarts, I think. Yeah. Alright, well, here goes nothing. I'll at least prime it and check for fuel leaks, but well, we got no fuel pump prime, so I'll figure that out. So I just checked, and of course the thermostat ground Ramon painted over, so I'm cleaning that up with a wire brush really quick. I don't know if that's going to fix the problem, it's just not priming the fuel pump. So, I don't know, it's worth a shot though. Well, that fixed the no prime issue, so see what happens. That didn't sound right. So I don't really know what is going on exactly. You guys can kind of hear it in that last clip where it primed, I found the fuel leak, but when I tried to start it right away, it like clicked and now nothing's working. The main relay is not priming or engaging or clicking or whatever. So I did find the main relay on the EKs. It's on the freaking passenger side behind the dash panel. So I pulled it out, I felt it, like I held it in my hand while turning the key. It's not clicking. It's just, it's late. I'm gonna have to call it a day and call it a video because I'm gonna have to test for power, trace some video, or trace some wires maybe. Grounds, I believe, are good. I cleaned this ground, I cleaned the transmission ground, yeah, the thermostat ground. So I don't have the time to trace this tonight. So I need to get a video out though, so I'm going to end this off here, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, hopefully you've considered subscribing by now if you want to help support the channel. I do have merch and stuff in the Big Cartel. And yeah, if you guys want to stick around, see the conclusion to the Civic at least, you know, be on the lookout for the next video. You guys do what you love, figure about the rest. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.